Hello guys, it's Luke here. Thought I might make a quick video. Wanted to make a video. And I thought I might show you my Blu-ray collection. Now I've only got a very small Blu-ray collection. I've mostly got DVDs because they're cheaper. But I do have some really good stuff on Blu-ray that I want to show and I want to talk about. And I thought it might be nice to do that. And I do like Blu-rays an awful lot. Especially with certain companies, the Blu-rays tend to be really nice. You know, Arrow Video do a lovely Blu-ray, you know, in terms of like bonus features and whatnot. But yeah, let's take a look at it. The first one is, and you will notice that a lot of these are video nasties because I've always been fascinated by video nasties, so I try to get them, and oftentimes Blu-ray is the best way to get them. And the first one is the Bogey Man, or the Boogeyman, it's also known as. This is a sort of supernatural slasher movie. It's directed by Uli Lommel, who, if you know anything, will know that he's a bit of a hit and miss director. And this is a case where the film really looks nice. It's a really nicely shot film. The effects are quite well executed, but overall the film's actually not very good. It's, you know, there's a lot of contrivance in the plot. There's a lot of convolution. And a lot of sort of subplots go unresolved, and are just sort of there to feel like they're sort of there to just extend the movie. So this comes with a booklet with interviews with, is it just a, yeah, it's just an interview with Susanna Love is her name. Got there in the end. But yeah, no, this is it's basically about a pair of kids who the boy kills their mother and her boyfriend. They're sort of like abusive to, you know, the boy and the girl. And when they cut forward like years, obviously they're old. He's like a mute. He's done a bit of a Michael Myers, and the ghost of the boyfriend is trapped in the mirror that was in the bedroom, and when the mirror is broken, the ghost is released, and now like anywhere that one of the shards of glass can see it can go. It's a very odd little plot, very you know, quite silly, but it is quite an entertaining movie. So that's the Bogeyman. Alright, next up, this is another video nasty. This is Contamination, the Italian cash-in on Alien. Yeah, cash-in on Alien. Comes in a nice slipcase. This is from Arrow Video. My favourite label, I think, is two. This is actually a combo pack, so you've got the Blu-ray and the DVD in there, which is very nice, of course. And as ever with Arrow, you get a lovely booklet featuring all sorts of it. So let's have a look what's actually in here. So you've got like an essay on the film. There's some stills, really nice stuff. This film was directed by Luigi Cozzi, I think his name is, an Italian director, and obviously in the late 70s and early 80s there was a massive trend in Italy for producing knockoff sequels, usually a lot cheaper and a lot quicker than the real thing. So famous examples are, this is a particularly well-known one, and another famous example would be Zombie Flesh Eaters, which was released in Italy as Zombie 2, because that's what Dawn of the Dead was called. Incidentally, this was released as Alien 2 in Italy. Yeah, Contamination. Hilarious movie, it really is. You know, very clearly done on the cheap compared to Alien, which obviously wasn't. You know, it's got eggs, it's got chest bursting. All the chest bursting is in like super slow-mo, and it's very, very funny. So yeah, that's Contamination. Next up, Cube, that staple of 90s sci-fi horror. Yeah, not much to say about this one. It's just a pretty standard sort of Blu-ray. Yeah, it's a very interesting movie. you know, it looks quite grandiose and quite well developed on a very small budget. It is quite a low budget film, but it doesn't look it, which is always very impressive to see. But yeah, group of people trapped in this gigantic Rubik's Cube, and everything keeps shifting around, and they've got to try and find a way out through the traps and whatnot. Quite a fun movie, definitely an enjoyable watch. I would suggest checking out The Cube if you haven't seen it. Next up, this is another 88 films release in the rather dashing red cases. They're quite slim, actually, much slimmer than a normal Blu-ray. This is Don't Go in the Woods Alone. Now, I should say, this film is absolute fucking rubbish. From an entertainment perspective, though, it is quite an enjoyable watch. And I mean, I've got to say, in this Slasher Classics collection that they've done, from the ones I've got, 88 Films do put a good bit of effort into these, so I've got to commend them for that. I mean, this is actually a Region 3 Blu-ray, so you can play it anywhere in the world. Who's the interview with? James Bryan, the director. Well, dearie me. No, it is a funny movie. I mean, it's you know, quite non-sequitorial and all the rest of it, but it's definitely an enjoyable watch as an unbelievably cheap slasher movie goes. But yeah, anyway, next up we've got another Arrow. This is also a combo pack, I believe. Yes, it is. This is Eaten Alive, another video nasty. That's what, 4 video nasties now. It's not all video nasties, as you know, but yeah, this is another Arrow video release, and again, they do a lovely job on this. It's got some lovely bonus features. There's a booklet, reversible artwork as ever. Yeah, so you've got an essay in there on the movie and some lovely stills. On the movie itself, it's definitely very interesting. It's the first movie Tobe Hooper did after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I consider the best horror movie ever made. Eaten Alive is a very different movie. It's got a very different vibe. It's all shot on sets on a soundstage, and so everything is artificial, and it gives it a very interesting vibe. The big problem with the movie is the fact that the plot mostly revolves around a crocodile that attacks people. So just when the mood gets really tense, this giant rubber crocodile turns up and attacks people and just looks really terrible. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting movie. I wouldn't go as far as to say I like it, but it is nicely shot and directed. Obviously Tobe Hooper's a talented man. He did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for Christ's sake. Anyway, next up, I think this is my favourite David Lynch film, but I could be wrong. I mean, I've got a soft spot for most of his movies, but this is Eraserhead. Yeah, this is a really interesting movie, super surreal. Yeah, really good stuff. It's, you know, to explain the plot would be slightly pointless because it is all about what you experience. It's a lot of it feels like the actual events are being interrupted by like a dream that you don't necessarily realise that is being weaved through the plot. It's very interesting in that way. Yeah, so bonus features wise, this has a documentary about the making of Inland Empire. Well, not about the making, but you know, that was made during the making of Inland Empire about David Lynch, which I haven't watched. It's got a bunch of his shorts, which I have seen 1, 2, 3 of. Yeah, there's 4 short films, and I've seen 3 of them. I haven't watched Six Men Getting Sick 6 times yet, but I think that was his first. Yeah, this is a Universal Blu-ray, and Universal Blu-rays, in my experience, are rubbish in terms of like the layout of the menus and stuff. But that could just be my experience. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so from 20th Century Fox releasing, we have David Cronenberg's The Fly. Of course, a remake or reimagining of the 1950s sci-fi classic. Really interesting movie. It's very visceral, very in your face. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for The Fly. It's a cool movie. It's got commentary. It's got trivia track, the making of, some deleted scenes, some extended scenes. Yeah, gore-wise, it is very strong on the gore, but it's very imaginative gore as well in terms of, you know what to expect from Cronenberg. He does things that you don't necessarily expect ever. It's that sort of movie. He's a master of the craft, I think, and this is one of his best, I'd say. So moving on, Frankenstein, the original. Boris Karloff in Frankenstein, directed by James Whale. Was that his name? James Whale. Let's have a look, see if I can see. Yeah, James Whale. Yeah, this is a lovely movie in terms of how it's shot and all that sort of thing. Very interesting to see the origins of the Universal Frankenstein. I much prefer Bride of Frankenstein actually, but this is definitely a good watch. I don't have Bride of Frankenstein on Blu-ray, incidentally. I've only got it on DVD, but I picked this up because it was cheap, even though I prefer the other one, obviously. It's so bonus features wise, there's some stuff about Karloff, some stuff about Universal Horror in general. There's a commentary track with some film historian. And stuff about the restoration. So yeah, that's Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. Classic, of course. Next up is Friday the 13th. Now, anyone who is expecting me to say the remake would be wrong, and you've probably in that case realised that this is a terrible cover, because of course it features the hockey mask and a man stood in the shadows. But as everyone knows, Jason Voorhees is not in the original Friday the 13th. It's in fact his mother who is the villain. Yeah, this is, I guess, the movie that started the seemingly ever repeating trend for slasher movies. Obviously Halloween got there first, but I feel like Friday the 13th best sums up the craze, as it were. In terms of special features, there's commentary by Sean Cunningham, making of featurettes, yeah, just general stuff really, I guess, that you come to expect from a Blu-ray. Yeah, this movie is very entertaining. I don't consider it a classic, but it is an enjoyable watch. I've always thought of Friday the 13th as a poor man's Halloween, personally, but not bad stuff in the first movie, not bad stuff. They should really change that cover though, because it does lead people into something that they think they're going to get, but they're not, obviously. So we've got another video nasty, also from Arrow Video. This is House by the Cemetery. Yeah, this is a Lucio Fulci movie, a very, very good one as well. This is across 3 discs. So you've got the Blu-ray, the DVD, and a DVD of bonus features, which is obviously lovely. Let's have a look at the bonus features. Audio commentaries with the stars, with the effects artist, Q&A with the cast, a load of trailers, deleted scene, and yeah, reversible artwork and a additional booklet. This is much thicker than the others. So yeah, it's got something tells me that this one's got a bit by Eli Roth in it, or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, so there's an interview with Catriona McCall in here. Or was it? No, I've forgotten that. One of them I think has got something in the booklet by Eli Roth, but I've forgotten which. But yeah, House by the Cemetery. Interesting movie. It's a zombie movie with only one zombie in it, and even he's not really a zombie. It's more of a sort of Frankenstein monster type thing. But I would definitely suggest checking it out. It is a fun movie. It's part of the Seven Gates of Hell trilogy, which also included City of the Living Dead and The Beyond. This is probably my least favourite of the three. I mean, The Beyond's my favourite, but this one's really good. I'd definitely suggest checking this out. I'm quite a big Fulci fan, actually. Next up, we have, again from Arrow Video, Maniac Cop, the William Lustig classic, of course, with Bruce Campbell. This one includes an interview with Tom Atkins. He very, very cool guy. Seems to play a cop in pretty much everything except Escape from New York. As always, reversible cover art. There's the disc, the booklet. What is in the booklet? Let's have a look. Some essay on the film, an interview with William Lustig, who also directed Maniac, which is another film that I love. Don't have it on Blu-ray though, but yeah, that's Maniac Cop. Not a combo pack. That one's just the Blu-ray. But yeah, really cool. I really like the movie. Next up, we have, and this will seem like a bit of this will seem very odd amongst the other stuff. We have Minions. Now, my brother got me this for Christmas, or was it my birthday? It was one of the two. Kind of as a bit of a joke, because I really enjoyed the film, and obviously it's way off. It's way off from my usual taste, but yeah. So it comes with like an insert that has like a digital download card. I'll cover that up if you want it. Let me know, I guess, but you know. But yeah, no. Minions. I thought it was very funny, personally. I know a lot of people are down on the Minions because they're everywhere at the moment, but you know, it happens, doesn't it, when a family movie or kids movie gets really big. But yeah, I haven't checked out the bonus. There's 3 extra shorts on the disc, but I haven't watched those yet. I do intend to, because like I say, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very entertaining. Next up, and following on from Minions, which is obviously the most polite and friendly film on the list, we've got one of the most controversial and intense movies on this, Nekromantik. Now this, blimey, this is a Blu-ray and a DVD as well, obviously reversible artwork. No booklet with it, unfortunately, this time. It's got some extra shorts by Jörg Buttgereit, the director, audio commentaries with Jörg Buttgereit, interviews. There's a documentary about the legacy of Nekromantik in this country and its impact, because it was, you know, a bit of an underground sensation here because it wasn't available via the BBFC, you know, any official route. Yeah, Q&As, all sorts of things. Just, it's a bit of a collection of your Buttgereit stuff in general, but obviously Nekromantik is his most famous movie, and with good reason. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a good movie, but it's a very, very interesting movie. It's obviously the things that it shows on screen are graphic and repulsive and reprehensible, but it's definitely a film that has got more arty intentions than most general splatter movies. It is quite an interesting idea to have this, essentially like a, you know, a heartbreak story about this couple who part of their bonding is through necrophilia, which is, you know, kind of crazy and pretty entertaining, I think. But yeah, that's Nekromantik. You know, it's more of a, I've more got it because it's of historical interest than because I like the movie a lot, even though I do think it's a pretty reasonably good movie. Next up, okay, so we have a bona fide classic here, one of my favourite movies of all time, Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, amazing. There's a documentary about Romero on it, but that's pretty much all when it comes to bonus features. Yeah, this is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. This is the one that set the standard for zombie movies in terms of everything. It, you know, every zombie movie ever made, this basically they got the plot from this. And yeah, I mean, I love Night of the Living Dead. If you don't, you're not a real horror fan, as far as I'm concerned. It's intense. It's probably still actually the scariest of George Romero's zombie movies altogether, even with the fact that it's obviously very old. It's the fact that it's in black and white gives it a certain mystique, I think. Very intense movie, very entertaining movie, very scary movie. It's a classic. Night of the Living Dead's a classic, and I've got it on Blu-ray, which may seem odd because it's in black and white, but watching a black and white film on Blu-ray is like stepping into like another world. I love it, and I love Night of the Living Dead, so I watched that one quite a bit. Next up, we have another 88 films release. This is Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. Now, there was a big thing recently where this got taken off the market, and no one was really sure why. It was thought to be a BBFC thing, and I haven't heard any updates on it, but I believe it is back on the market and it's the same version. But there was a moment there where the price absolutely spiked for this thing. Honestly, it went up from, sort of £10 to about £30 on eBay overnight. It was ridiculous. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain, another video nasty. This is a very, very dark, cynical slasher, very, I guess, poor taste, you might call it. Very, very interesting movie. I actually really like Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. In terms of bonus features, there's audio commentaries. There's a short documentary about 42nd Street. I went there recently. Some interviews, trailers, etc., and a reversible sleeve. So yeah, that's Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. I would recommend checking it out, but it's definitely not for everyone. Okay, this next one is a combo pack, but they've actually put it into a DVD style case rather than a Blu-ray style case, which I find odd because that's Blu-ray is sort of a selling point, so they'd want to exploit that, I would think. But this is a Serbian film, and this one actually, not only does it come with the Blu-ray, it also comes with the soundtrack on CD, so you can get down to the mental dubstep of the movie on the go, because it does have an insane soundtrack. Let's not get over it. I can't go into really the extra features because this is an import. This is from, I'm guessing, like Sweden. I think it's got Swedish flags on it and stuff. But yeah, so I won't go into all that sort of thing. But very interesting movie, very beautifully shot movie. Obviously, a lot of the subject matter is absolutely reprehensible, but that's kind of the whole point. But yeah, no, it's obviously cut in the UK, so I would recommend going for a import. It's cut by about 4 minutes. Which is most of the reprehensible content gone, from what I counted. An interesting movie. It definitely tricks you into thinking that you saw more than you actually did, which is something that I really like about this movie. So that's a Serbian film. Next up, from one of the true Italian masters, we have Tenebrae by Dario Argento. This is a very interesting movie. They call it Giallo. And this one is another combo pack. This is on Blu-ray and DVD. Comes with a booklet, as most of the things do, the Arrow video releases. It's got some essays in it, an interview with someone from the movie, one of the cast members, I've forgotten who, Luciano Tovoli. So Tenebrae is one of, obviously, Argento's giallos. It's one of his later giallos. It was after he'd done stuff like Suspiria and Inferno. This was sort of, I think, what he did next. Then this was a video nasty as well. Very interesting film, very suspenseful, beautifully shot, as you would expect anything by Argento to be. I would definitely recommend Tenebrae. It is a very good movie. Okay, so next up we have my tied favourite movie of all time. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is released by Second Sight, I believe. Yeah, Second Sight. And it has, I mean, more extras than you could shake a stick at. It's double-sided cover, reversible cover, 2 discs. And I mean, you've got the film. It's a 4K transfer. There's 3 different sound mixes. There's 4 audio commentaries. 2 of them are brand new. 2 of them are 2 of them are older. There's documentaries on the second disc, interviews with the editor, interviews with John Dugan, who played Grandpa, deleted scenes and outtakes, the Shocking Truth documentaries on here, interview with Terry McMinn, who plays Pam, the girl who gets hung up on the hook. I love this release. This is a great release. Interviews with basically more extras than I could adequately sum up. It's a great set, and I would definitely recommend this release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I would also highly recommend this release. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Arrow Video. This is their this is an ultra set. I mean, it's got, let me just get this stuff out. So it's got this is the movie itself on Blu-ray, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Comes with a lovely little art card with the number. This was limited to 10,000, I believe. I got number, let's have a look, I'll just show you, 6,129. That's cool. Always nice to get that sort of thing. It also comes with, this is discs 2 and 3, and these are the same. It's Blu-ray and DVD, but this is the early works of Tobe Hooper. So this has got a whole other feature film on it, Eggshells, which was what he did before Texas Chainsaw, and it's got oh, what's that short called? There's a short on it as well, but it's a general look at his work and stuff, and it also comes with, look at that booklet. That is beautiful. I mean, this has got all sorts in it. It's got the book is actually called American Freak Illuminations. There's essays on the film. There's a really interesting thing about the BBFC and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and when they were trying to decide whether to pass it or cut it or ban it, which is very interesting to read. Tobe Hooper's interviews, all sorts of things. A lot of very interesting. I really like this release. I think they did a great job on this release. The film itself is a very mixed bag movie for me. It's got a lot of problems, but I do have a certain soft spot for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So that's that. Only 2 left now. Thank you for staying with me. This one is from Blue Underground. This is an import from the USA. This is the Toolbox Murders. I've noticed that US Blu-rays are a lot thinner. Ours are a lot thicker than that, but you know, it's odd, and they open up slightly differently. But yeah, no. The Toolbox Murders. This is obviously another video nasty. This is just a grindhouse type, part slasher, part psychological drama. Again, this is another one that I can't honestly say I like, but I do think it's a very interesting movie. The gore in the first half is really good. I really enjoyed that. And then it's kind of, after about half an hour, it just sort of becomes quite, you know, slow. I mean, it is quite interesting, and I did enjoy the movie in places. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, it's got an audio commentary with a couple of people from the production team and one of the stars. It's also got an interview with the chick who gets shot with the nail gun. Sorry for the spoiler if anyone's not seen the movie. But it's got like the trailer and all that sort of thing. So yeah, the Toolbox Murders. It was remade by Tobe Hooper, incidentally, but this is the original. And the very last one that I will be showing you, this is my favourite David Cronenberg movie, The Videodrome, with James Woods and Debbie Harry. Yeah, crazy fucking movie. Really, really messed up in places. Obviously, there's a lot of scenes of, you know, bodily mutilation, but it's all kind of done in a way that's, you know, extreme. Like, it's things that you could, like James Woods, you know, finding a hole in his chest and it growing, and him putting like the gun inside it, and then later on in the film he pulls it out and then the gun like becomes one with his hand. It's mental, this movie. No special features to speak of, but you don't need them with a film like this. This is a film I could watch again and again and never really truly understand. But it's Videodrome, and Videodrome is good. Long live Videodrome. thank you for sticking with this and watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it, and if you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe and all of that good stuff. Please do check out my podcast. I'll leave a link in the description below, as I do with most of my videos. So until next time, I'll see you. I've been Luke, you've been you.